Hello everybody and welcome to AOR Season 9 Round 14, the Singapore Grand Prix. We join us today here in the qualifying outlap because I want to take our time to explain to you guys that from now on I am going to switch to personal highlights due to the, I don't want to say underwhelming enthusiasm, because everyone has been positive about the official highlights, but my channel isn't the channel to do it for really, and it takes so much amount of hours to make that at some point you gotta say to yourself, first grow and then go for something as ambitious as an official highlight. So yeah. So it's back to personal highlights for me, and from now on every race I race in, I will make sure that I have a quali lap that I can discuss with you guys if possible before the main event, which is the race. So still on our outlap right now, and yeah, we are going hopefully to improve on the time. Right now we're in 4th place, but Singapore, as you can see, I'm trying to find all the nice grip point here on the track, exploring. Singapore generally is a lot of pad heaven really, and that really shows as well, because right now the top 3 are all on the pad and I am on the wheel, and Grenoble behind me as well. But enough about that, let's go into the, let's say, run up to the line. Engines are a little on the hot side, but it should be alright into turn 1. With DRS over the line, we come across this mini straight into turn 1, braking down to 2nd gear and taking a little bit of curb here and then avoiding the curb here because it unsettles the car really. Having a nice exit into the first main sector, and this corner is very important as well to get a good run onto the main straight of the circuit with DRS open. This is the fastest part of the circuit and it's pretty much the only time where you have a little time to breathe. Down into 2nd here, kissing again the curb, and then down into lean for this hairpin with a very low traction zone. You need to get a good exit out of there. Little piece of wing there, as you can see. I run a little bit wide over this corner, and now we're heading to the old let's say Singapore sling, but it's not a sling anymore, and then down to this very tricky chicane-esque section, which is take pretty nice, and then another hairpin onto a mini straight, because this is sort of a crossway circuit, but not in a way that they cross each other, but if you go into this corner, for instance, on the left side, you'll have the corner that comes after the straight, not the second one after the straight. So sector 3, we miss our apex here a little bit as well, but we do those things on purpose, but we do hit the wall, which we didn't do on purpose, but it's gonna lose us a little time. And as you could see earlier, maybe there we were already down a temp, so it doesn't look like we're going to be improving much here either. Engine is overheating once again. I went for broke and kept in Richie on the last sector, which wasn't really good for the straight line speed here. Over the line we are 1/10 short of our last time. Coming to qualifying result, we see that AOR Hamish caught pole with a very impressive 140.7. One of his favorite tracks of this calendar, definitely. Followed by Double D with a 141 flat, 2/10 up on our time as well, with Klowitzki following him in 3rd, which also a very impressive time. I follow Klowitzki, and behind me Granu, and then we have Nick No Name followed by Thomas Irish, and then Rojab. DH in 9th, and the top 10, also the last driver on our grid this week, is Andre Codriano. Alright, it is race time here in Singapore for AOR Season 9 Split 1 Round 14 on the PC side, and we start on the primes because I thought let's defend our position on the first stint and then gain ground on the last 2. Comparison to everyone else, the lights starting to go on. We have 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go right into lean. Make sure to get good traction off the line. Our tires, rear tires overheat a little. We get a decent launch, not as well as the 3 guys before us, but they are on a pad and also they are on the options, so you can expect them to pull away a little bit in the first stint, and because this is a tight track, I hopefully will be able to keep the other guys behind me, but we'll see. So far so good going on to the main straight of this track, with Granu behind us and also Ferrari in our rear mirrors, as you can see. Could be Nick No Name or Rojab, any of the two. We run a little bit wide here, we go onto the curb, we have a bad let's say glitch of it, and now we go deep into this corner and we lose 2 places to Granu and Nick, and then another one to Rojab. So great first lap, in my opinion. Not really, but yeah, sarcasm is something that yeah, we not really good at. So yeah, behind 3 more cars in 7th place, but yeah, at this moment I'm like, okay, I've started on the primes, no problem here, still plenty of time to make up ground, and we do see the guys in front of us pull away a little from us, but that gives us a great opportunity, maybe save a little fuel. We go a little deep here, and you hear the tires squeak first lap. There's not a lot of traction, and you can definitely see that the primes are lacking the grip here comparison to the options. They should be around a second quicker lap at least. Not sure, but first time under the bridge, we make it safely. Very easy corner. If you fuck up, you'll basically go off the track and your race is ruined. But coming to the end of the first lap, our gap to Rojab is about, I want to say 2 seconds at most, but 1.4, as you can see, as we skip right ahead to lap 5 when the option tires have yeah, reached their peak. We make a bad corner cut there, but we hold ourselves in a little bit, but then Rojab makes a mistake, so we decide to have a look on the inside here. We do give him a little tap, so we decide to let him pass again and try again on another lap maybe, because we do want to have clean overtakes, of course, even though the guy is lagging a little bit most of the time. Anyways, as we make another skip to lap 6, we are a little behind Nick and Rojab again, but they are battling each other, and as you can see there, Rojab loses one of his end plates, and we come right back up to him because he was losing so much time with Nick in front of him now, and he will probably judge this corner bad, I was thinking, and yes, he did. So he runs wide by the lack of downforce because he lost his end plate, and that's an easy picking for us. And yeah, I was holding back there, as you can see, not even in the slipstream, just giving the guy a little room to make a mistake and then go by him. Really, that was the plan, and it did work, so that's nice. So we go from lap 6 to lap 9 as we approach Granu now. I think Nick is already pitted, and Granu is now also pitting on this lap probably, because I've gained loads of time on the last lap on him, and his tires are probably 1 lap too old. And our prime should last for a little bit longer. We grab a little bit of DRS from that, which is nice. Gives us a nice little advantage in the last, let's say, couple of corners, or let's say maybe straight. So lap 12, as you can see, half a second behind us is now Kloitsky, and 4/10 behind him is Hamish. They both already pitted on lap 8 and 9, I think, or 10. Doesn't really matter. They went for another stint, option stint, I think. But anyways, they already gained on us, so that means right now we're a pit stop behind on him and Hamish behind him. But that was expected because the pace was sort of lacking on this track, plus I started on the primes. But it doesn't matter, we go into the pits nice and neatly there, take it easy into the corner, and yeah, I was holding up Kloitsky a bit for my teammate, of course, because that's what teammates are for. So nice rounded pit stop, 3.700 seconds, if I can see that correctly on my mini screen. As we come out of the pits, we still stick it in. We stick it into standard actually, because we see someone come around the corner. That should be Rojab, I think, or Nick No Name. It's a Ferrari. That's what I remember from the race. Doesn't matter. We do cross the pit lane exit there a little bit. A little too enthusiastic, but there we see Rojab, and we start our pursuit right away because we did notice him on the yellows. He has a bad line through this corner, which allows us to gain up on him a little more, and DRS was granted already. And with our fresh, yeah, let's say option tires, we make the inside line here. We were next to each other, braking into the corner, but I had the inside line, so in that case, that was my position really, and yeah, that's really, I say, job done. So yeah, right now we are gaining nice time on everyone. With these fresh option tires should enable us to bridge a lot of gaps that we let's say made happen in the first stint. So on to lap 19, actually skipped a lot of this stint, about 8 or 9 laps. We are behind Nick, and Nick pitted a lot earlier than us. He had a different strategy to us, and now his tires are going off, and we still have to go a couple of laps on ours. So that was a little corner cut for me again. I don't know why I keep cutting that penultimate corner. Doesn't seem I get a nice line through it, but Nick pits and we get another nab of DRS on this mini straight, just like we did from Granu, which is nice. And we take a wider line into turn 1, but yeah, the tires are starting to go off a little bit. So we need to play with our fuel a lot, and here we are on lap 21, at the end of 21 actually, and now you can see Klawitsky and AOR Hamish are right behind us once again, a couple of seconds more this time. We bumped into the wall. We are very lucky not to lose our end plate, but they yeah, still are only a couple of seconds behind us, so we only gained a couple of seconds on them on our option stint, which isn't good enough really if you think about it. So back into third place, and Double D is actually in fourth. It's because something happened on one of his lap, battling the two others ahead of us. So he's very unlucky with that, because that made him lose a lot of time on me and the rest, of course. So we come out of the pits once again. We cross the pit exit lane, which isn't a good thing from us. We have Nick No Name now behind us in the other Ferrari, and yeah, we managed to overcut him, even though he pitted a couple laps earlier. And I can tell you why that is, because his last stint is on primes, and on this track worn options are generally still faster, or at least as fast as primes. So that's the big difference there, and I don't know about his outlaps, but obviously they weren't good enough to undercut me. And now I'm on the options and he's behind me. He can try to stick behind me, but it's not gonna work if you're on a different compound really. So lap 23, as you can see the circle on the screen, Hamish was standing still and then he disconnected. We go purple, and because Hamish disconnected in second place, that grants us another position. And now Klawitsky is leading, and at this point I'm thinking, well, I can start pushing a little bit, but Klawitsky has a big gap on us, so if he plays it cool, then we should be winning this race easily. But as we come under the tunnel on lap 24, you see little bits of wing laying down there, so that's 2, and then on the left side there's another one. So it seems that there's an entire Lotus wing spread out under this bridge here, and that's good news for us, bad news for Klawitsky, because he probably snoozed a little bit from being alone instead of battling, and now he made a mistake, and now he has to go into the pits once again, losing his lead to me, as well as having to change his front wing and probably going on the option tires for the last 6 laps, so he can gain a little more ground. We have Nick 10 seconds behind us, and as you can see on the minimap in the left, Nick also undercuts or overcuts or whatever cuts in front of Klawitsky, meaning that Klawitsky has to overtake Nick for second place, and then he has to overtake me. I'm 10 seconds ahead of Nick, and it seems, if you look on the mini-map, that Klawitsky is around 4 seconds behind him as well. So 14 seconds on lap 25. I'm 6 laps, and I say 14 seconds. I don't think Klawitsky has the pace to be able to bridge that gap in less than in those amount of laps. So as you can see here on lap 30, Double D, well, Klawitsky overtook Nick at that time, and now Double D also overtook Nick, so that's is very sad for Nick, because that was his podium, second place, and now both those pad runners have overtaken him after taking pretty much an extra pit stop, both one in the first stint and one in the last stint. So yeah, definitely a pad track. I just was able to keep out of trouble really, and here we can see on lap 31 as we go through the let's say the bridge section one more time. It's clean, no front wings laying down here, but yeah, other than that, it's been a very lucky race for me because of other people's mistakes. I was able to continue my win streak here on AOR Season 9, which is nice. So very happy. We decide to turn it into reverse and come over the line that way. So yeah, as you guys can see, by the way, the finish tally is we won the race, I won the race, we won the race. I like to include everyone in this victory, of course. And then we have Kloitsky in second, even though he got a 10-second penalty, but that's alright. And then we have Double T in third, and then Nick Nonin in fourth. TH, very nice from him, starting lower on the grid. And then Rojab, Granu, Andre, Hamish, and Thomas Irish. So everyone, once again, thanks for watching all the way up to the end, and I hope to see you all again on the next highlights video. Peace!